Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us this week, the week of, we know it's Passover, which is started Saturday night, and then we have it until obviously Saturday night, the following week. What do we want to awaken? What do we want to be alerted, or I want to be, aware more of the opportunity rather than what really to do. There is things to do. There are things to do this week. There's plenty of things to do. But first of all, the first gift is to be aware of the period of time that where you can see how we do change this world. How can we make a difference in this world? How can we impact this world? This is this week. There's no other week. It's only 7 days of Passover that we're building what we call strength or awakening a desire for the rest of the year. Then we have from Passover, there are 7 weeks. Okay, we're gonna get into them as we're moving along. So each one of them is built up in our vessel another layer or layer of security, layer of protection, layer of almost like an alert, right? Layer of notification. Each one of those weeks, 7 weeks, go through what we call the tree of life, from Chesed to Malchut, right? Which the first week we build strength to be merciful in this world, to be connected to merciful energy. That's the first week of the Omer, we started last night and continuing. But what is really happening from Pesach, Passover, Saturday night, 7 days? These correspond to the 7 days that when the Israelites left Egypt, 7 days until they split it, what we call the Red Sea. We're going to speak about it next week a little bit, but it's obviously Friday night. Saturday we're not going to have a chance to. So what we're going to learn today hopefully can help us awakening as much as we can energy to be ready to connect in the 7th of Pesach, which we call the splitting of the Red Sea. Now, we're not talking about physically splitting the Red Sea. Each one of us have almost like an ocean to cross. And that represents a huge miracle activation to be able to overcome, to split our own Red Sea. It's not about any ocean or any river, right? That is the strength. Because if you would know, today a window is open for you and show you all the hurdles and all the challenges and all the difficulties that coming for you this year, would you be appreciative of that? Would you be scared? Would you be interested to see? It's a good question because not many people want to see what this year is, waiting for them or prepare for them. Therefore, it's not about prepare for the worst. It's prepare for immortality. Prepare for the best. Prepare to be in your highest level. That should be our intention. Many people starting the year or starting anything that they do, okay, if it's not going to work, we're going to do something else. It's a lot of us have the plan B in a way, right? This week, it's that week that we want to make a very strong decision of how we want to view ourselves this year. This week that you want to do it. Which means you want to take advantage. The universe is in a raw state. So technically, what's happening spiritually, we gain a tremendous amount of vessel, a desire in Passover. That is leaves right after Passover. And now comes the 7 weeks that each week we're building another aspect of our vessel. As I said before, there are different layers that you're building in your vessel. So technically, in this time, we are under construction. We are going to build a very strong vessel. What type of a vessel? If I'm not preparing a vessel that can accumulate unfathomable light, unbelievable reality that you want to live in, if you're not preparing that this week's, first of all, you plant the seed in this week, and then the rest of the 6 weeks, you every day, another aspect, another layer. I want a vessel that definitely will be beyond logic. I want certainty this year beyond my understanding, beyond my I know. I want certainty that is unbelievable. If you don't want that, don't bother. But if you want something closer to that, please, these weeks are very important to ask, to demand, and to do the work. What is the work? I'll share with you a few things. But one is to remember, we all under construction. Therefore, in those weeks that usually, we know that each one of us have this little voice. It's a negative voice. It's an evil inclination type of voice. And, right in that time, he will make sure that we will plant seeds of something new. That's what he's going to do. Amazing opportunity to open a business. Hold on, don't start. Amazing opportunity to get married. Don't do that. Why? Have you ever went to be in a construction site? It's very dangerous. You don't want to be part of it. You don't want to be around. When it's finished, when it's good, it's safe, I'm going to go in. Or a farmer that will plant a seed in the wrong dates or in the wrong seasons. No farmer in his right mind will do that. Same thing for us. If we are spiritual people, and if you're interested, if you listen to that, the 1 or 2 or 20 people who are hearing that, or 5,000 people, if you claim that you are spiritual, you need to also, please, be aware of the universe. Be respectful for this universe. Be respectful in a way of not starting, because I want. These days are under construction. The Creator give us a couple of weeks to build a strong vessel so He can handle limitless energy, not limited. But every time we're doing something, we're making it harder for us. While you're in construction, go now get married. It's very hard. While you're in construction, go start a business. So it's almost like the same idea. So, what do we want to recognize for us? If you use your vessel correctly, you can eliminate pain, suffering, and death this year. If you use it incorrectly, you're adding pain and suffering to yourself and to this world. Very simple. Either you are a builder or you are a destroyer. There is no in between. Yeah, I'm a designer. Designer. At some point, what type of action you want to take. Either you build or destroy. There are people like that in this world, and there are people, we doing it in our own life. So comes the spiritual work, comes the spiritual awakening that comes from Kabbalah, and tells you, hey, take these weeks. Be under the radar of the huge amount of light that want to come. It's like almost when I remember going, when I used to go surfing, wave surfing, many years ago. You can't go heads into the waves, right? When you go, you have to duck under. And then if you want the bigger waves, you have to go a little bit deeper. Why? Because riding on a bigger wave it's longer, it's joyful, and you're on the top of the world. Small wave is not a problem. But at some point you want to grow, right? You want to develop yourself. So I know that sometimes you have to duck under. This is this time spiritually. Don't rock the boat while it's in a very difficult time. Help the universe. Help the Creator to help you. This is the opportunity. Now, I want to go into an article of Rav Ashlag, and speak specifically about that idea that we want to use this year. It's our gifts. Our gifts. Rav Ashlag writes, and I'm going to read a little bit just to connect to the energy. He says, "En ra umeyutar babriya." Rav Ashlag writes, he says, there is nothing that is unnecessary in this creation. There is nothing that is evil in this creation. Ela zeu davar shelo siyem itpatchuto. What do you mean, Benjamin? He says there's no evil or unnecessary. You see, every day, people home destroyed, people life destroyed. You tell me it's necessary? Or that evil that's happening right now in the world, it's necessary? The way the Kabbalists look at that, he says this way. What you look at, it seems evil, seems bad, seems unnecessary in this world. He says you're looking at that same thing that didn't finish its process. It didn't finish its full development. When you're looking at the baby that is talking in a certain way, you say, "Oh, this is a dumb baby. Doesn't know how to talk." What does it mean? No, you know it's still in development. You don't call it evil if he says something very bad, but he doesn't know, right? Or he can't even do it. In this year, as many people as we can, bring to this consciousness that when they see evil in this year, and they will see, hopefully not, but if we all do the work, we are eradicating chaos and pain. Each one of us, when we start to see it, first of all, on ourselves, we are not always behaving the best. We're not always using everything we can to do what we need to do. We sometimes slacking. We sometimes, hurting others. So first is to start with you. You need to understand that it's depending on your vessel this year, these weeks. So if I look at myself and I judge myself in the middle of the process of the building, I am the destroyer. Remember I told you there's two types of situation. Either you're a builder or you're a destroyer. So when you look at yourself and you say to yourself, I'm so bad and I still don't have that and I still haven't achieved that and my business is not yet good and my friends are this and that. And you look down to it. You look at that as evil, as wrong, as bad. You contribute to be a destroyer in this world. Very simple. But if you pause and you say, wait a second, look where I am. Look what I've accomplished. And look with what I have and how I am. I accomplished, I was able to do such and such. This is just the beginning. I'm in the process of development. I'm in the process of evolution. And if I look bad to myself and down on myself, I'm stopping. I'm interfering the universal way of allowing me to be developed or evolve to another layer and another level. I hope it is clear, because it's really depending on us. And for that, we need Pesach. What is Pesach? In Pesach, we said we're eradicating all what we call chametz, the level, the thing that rises, right? We call it yeast or whatever. And we said that when you see something negative or incomplete about yourself, it's not a problem. It's negative or not, it's not a problem. The problem is the yeast we spoke about. The problem is when you're adding the drama into it, the added negativity, the added noises into that. That's when you make negativity even worse. Negative, it's like the negative pulse in the energy, in the electricity. It's not bad. It's not bad, it's necessary. For the sake of development, for the sake of evolution. But when you look down and you put it down, you are destroying you. And you adding to the world destruction. This is because we are so powerful. We don't appreciate that. It's really right there in the head. So Rav Asher explained it very clear. Our reality is under supervision of development. All humanity, all the reality. So he writes this way. Start to communicate with two specific, I like to call it kingdoms, but governors. ממשלות. יש בית דרכים להתפתחות. There are two ways to be developed. ממשלת השמיים, the heavenly government, וממשלת הארץ, and the land government, right? Call it the land, the soil, right? Earth. What does it mean? If you understand that section, there's only climax happening from this moment. If you understand that section. He writes this way. חוק ההתפתחות האמור, השפוך על כל המציאות, the entire reality is governed by the law, one law. And that law is unstoppable, right? The law of development, the law of evolution. Okay? המבטיח להחזיר כל רע לטוב ומועיל. Now this is the problem. That law have one thing and one thing only in mind. There's a law that you cannot break. And that law promised, right, to bring back any evil, any bad into good and into benefit. Be beneficial. So technically there is a law that tells you, spiritual law, that even though you see your friend as bad, even that circumstances happen to you, it's very bad, that law eventually have the responsibility to bring it to a place when you realize that was very, very good that it's happening. At the moment, and in this year, you're not going to see things sometime. But later on, like we all know, things look differently when you look back. That law have that type of responsibility. הנה הוא פועל את כל פעולותיו בכוח ממשלת השמיים ממעל. That law is operating by the government, the heavenly government. Right? It's, you believe it or don't believe it, you buy into it, you don't buy into it, you subject your life, your reality is subject to that law. That eventually, no matter what's wrong with you, you will transform it. You can't change it. Why? Because it's the heavenly, right? The supernal government. That's how it operates. כלומר, מבלי שאלות פיהם של בני אדם יושבי הארץ. That law, that government doesn't ask us what we want, how we want it, are you ready, are you not ready? It doesn't really consider that, right? מבלי שאלה, don't ask you. It's just going to develop. It's like somebody asks you, you know, like for example, when you plant what should we call a flower, a rose. Let's say you take a rose, you plant a rose, right? You plant it in the ground, the rose grows. You don't need to sit there and say, hey, can you please grow? Can you talk to the rose? I want it to grow. No, it just grow. That is the law. The law tells you it's planted in the soil, boom, it's expanded, it's grown. It cannot stop. ולעומת זה, but in the other hand, and this is where humanity need to be. שכל וממשלה נתן השם באדם. There is the government, the heavenly government, but there is the creator that gave a human being the mind, the brain, the mind, and the mind, okay? And the ability to rule in this world. Also, והרשהו לקבל את חוק ההתפתחות תחת רשותו. And the creator of this reality gave humanity, gave human being the ability to control the rule of development, the rule of evolution. It's been given to humanity to rule it. וממשלתו עצמו, and to give him his own government. If you look at that in your life, you are the governor, right? In your own life. You are the governor, you managing your finance, you doing this, you do most of us, you have your own little government, right? You have your shopping carts, you have your little thing, right? So think about it in a very small way. We also have our own little reality, our own little country, you know? Your home is almost like your home, my business, my car, where I am. It's almost like your own little country. And the people who come to your house, who go out of your house, come into your life, go out of your life, you know. Sometimes you're fighting with other government, right? You have a fight with other people, right? So it's almost like that. Now, this is the key. אשר נמצא בזה שממהר את הפרוצדורה לפי חפצו. Now this is very, very important to hear it. When a human being take upon themselves the law of evolution, the law of development, as Rav Asher call it, and they own it, they can expedite everything in this world. They can expedite the process that they're not going to be bound by time and space. שהם חופשי לגמרי, that it will be completely free. באופן חופשי ובלתי תלוי לגמרי, and there's no dependency on anyone, on anything. This is what been given to human being. To go above time, space, and motion. To go above any limitation. And to be really, really free. Listen, the Kabbalist is not wrong. It's just a matter of time that the entire world will see that the wisdom of Kabbalah is the wisdom of truth. How do I know? I can't convince you. I studied it for so many years. But when I read it, when I do what the Kabbalist says to do, I see how it works. So I don't ask you to believe. I ask you to try it. Now what to try what? Now we learn there are two different governments. There is one law that holds all humanity under this law. It's called the law of evolution, the law of development, meaning everything will be developed to its full potential. Everything. That law been given also as a government, as a ruling government, and as a law under human being to control it. Once human being control that law, they control time, space, and motion. They can eliminate pain and suffering, and they can definitely, skip any other chaos and be free human. Free human. Now listen to the key point here. These two governments that we're talking about, Achat hi Mimshalat Hashamayim, the one of the heavenly government, it will bring everything into good. But it takes its time. It's under the rule of time. It's like, there's like today they making a huge watermelon, right? You can expedite GMO, you call it, right? You can expedite the growth of tomato, the growth of organ, the growth of hair. I don't know, they haven't got to grow the hair yet, but they got to a level that, there is the process, and with the help of science, this is where human being took charge, right? This is where human being took the law of development to their own hands, and they start expediting, but the reason they use it is for a selfish reason. In the beginning, maybe it's a research how to grow organs and how to grow something else, but now is how to really grow for ourselves more and much faster, to make the money faster, right? That's not going to fly. That's eventually not going to be the right thing. The law of the law of development, when it's been given to the heavenly government, it has its time. When the time comes, right? That's most of people in the world. Most of people in the world is like, not, God forbid, they have some difficulty. It's not solved right away. Take a process. They go through pain. They go through difficulties. And then all of a sudden it disappears. Any problem that starts never go right away. It has its own process. Why? Because of that law. Now we need to rearrange everything and to bring it into a better place. This is when it's been taken care of by the natural, usual process. In that process, he says the Baal HaChai, the human being, נמצא שסובל כאבים ויסורים נוראים. In that process, it's involved with tremendous pain and suffering, death, wars, bombing, fight of government. That's what we see. And that's when people change. We don't want that. This is the natural way of things. People will change. Because that law will suppress them to change immediately, to become better. But that law does it be'achzariyut rabba. Very cruel. It's very cruel reality when you allow the world to live this way and to develop in its time. Like everybody says, when the time comes. The time comes. When the time, until the time will come, there's a lot of pain involved. Don't wait for this. Don't use these terms. לעומת זאת, in the other hand, יש ממשלת הארץ. There is the government of this land, of this world. דהיינו, בני האדם שלקחו את חוקי ההתפתחות. Human being that took that law to themselves. to their hand. שכוחם יפה להשתחרר לגמרי מכבלי הזמן, because if human being will take that and definitely will own that law, they will remove immediately pain and suffering. It's almost like you're not going to believe how immediate it shifts. Now, this is a very, very long article. I just took few sections to share with you. It's important. Why? Because we are in the middle of the most raw time of the year. You, each one of us, we want to decide to take upon ourselves the law of development, חוק ההתפתחות, the law of evolution. We want to take it upon ourselves. I'm not waiting until some kind of people will decide. We taking it. How does it sound? How does it look in my life? Okay, Benjamin, I got it. I'm not waiting. Tell me what to do. I tell you very simple. I told you, let's speak about your gifts. The creator of this world didn't, or never, it's impossible to send over here a human being, a soul, without the ability to share gifts. Anyone that is born in this world have a specific gift or more the gifts. Why? Because that is the rule. So I can share something or a gift that somebody else doesn't have. This is what was created over here. You know, imagine you come to a party and everybody bring the same loaf of bread. Everybody brought a loaf of bread. Nobody brought a spread. Nobody brought a different bread. Nobody wants to eat carb, right? You know, so the reality is that we're born with specific gifts so we can share with each other. Each one of us have differently. And that was installed in the moment of creation. So step number one, you need to be aware of what are your gifts. Be very aware. And how am I using them in my life? What are my gifts? And how am I using them in my life? Second or third is how those gifts cause me pain and suffering. My gifts cause me pain and suffering, right? We'll understand that because part of the work that we spoke about in Purim a month ago is to separate between the bad and the good. To separate, right? To sift the bad from the good, right? Take the bad out, right? Or at least if you didn't take it out, just separate so you will see it, right? In Pesach, it's the activation, right? The activation of this consciousness that I'm going outside of slavery, I'm going outside of the heavenly government, and I show the universe this week, I own this reality. I own my life. I'm taking responsibility. I'm taking responsibility on this world, on humanity. And I'm going to bring ourselves to develop every possible gift and every possible part of our vessel that is not yet perfected, to bring it and expedite the revolution or revelation before chaos take over. So, this is what's happening. What do I get in the first day? Or this, in order to do that, you need to sharpen your senses. Your senses, our senses are very elevated, but they are being used in a very limited way. Like a dog can smell better than you, right? Or a bird or anyone can hear better than you, right? How is it possible? They are lower than us, right? But we know that because we are not operating with our vessel in the right level of energy, therefore everything about us is being used in a very limited way. This week, you gain, of course, with this type of decision, you sharpening your senses. You get clean spiritual cleansing. You get purification of consciousness, and you get to correct all the attributes of light inside of you. That's what's happening now. Now, if I'm not deciding to leave, to take the law of development to my own, to start not waiting for anything, taking care of this world, there's no reason for you to be worried. Just continue the same way. Everything will be robotic exactly, and nothing wrong will look like. But let's go into the idea of the gifts, and I'm going to give you the next couple of minutes an idea how to evolve in that level, because the law of development has been given to you this week. If you don't take it, it will be given to heavenly government, and then is you off the game for another year. It's robotic. You don't trust me, don't believe me, just check it out. Let's say a person have the ability, it's like a gift. You have a gift to host people. A gift of, call it a gift of hospitality, a gift of sharing, or a gift of making people happy, right? We know that this type of gift is not a gift that you can buy with money, right? The gift of gift of listening, or the gift of speaking, or the gift of comfort, or the gift of compassion. Every person comes with another gift. Gift of passion, gift of many different. It's not something you can buy. Yeah, it's something you can develop when you take the law of development under your supervision. Yes, you can develop them. But two things. If I use my gift for humanity, I use my gift for the others, I use my gift to really enlarge people's life more than what they can see. I use my gift to get people from one place to another, helping them, right? That gift is been expediting my life. But anytime you got a gift from the Creator and you use it for benefit you, for honor, for some good name, or some money, it will cause a certain, what we call in Kabbalah, a klipa. It's cause a layer of that you won't be able to use it anymore for the sake of developing your life. And your gift in your eyes will be like, okay, it's not a big deal, the gift. You're not going to see the benefit of that. And you're not going to be able to influence with the positivity and with transformation to this world. All our blessings, let's put it this way, our soul and our blessings are dependent on that rule. It's dependent because he wants to do more, but you don't let it develop. It's like, imagine somebody tried to run and you keep pulling them with a rubber band. They can't. They run and then they're coming back. Which means it's important for us to understand that your gifts meant to be part of the use of your vessel. It's nothing to do with you. It's the use of your vessel for this world. Please take the time. And number one, what I would ask you to do is one thing. Actually, a couple of things. One is, without ego, and without your ego and pride is involved, turn to someone in your family or a friend of yours and says, by the way, can you tell me, what do you think my gifts are? Tell me what you think. Now again, please do it without ego and without worries of what they will think about you, but I'm really looking, I want to see it clearly. And you will be surprised. Whatever you think your gift is, other people will tell you something else. Be surprised. Oh wow, you've been gifted with such a... Whatever they say, don't argue and don't disqualify or say no or yes. Sit with it. Whatever they come and say, it's a channel. Two, write down at least 2, 3, maybe 3 situations that how that particular gift really helped that individual or this individual. You need to see it. And again, it's not from the side of the ego and all of that, or the being proud about myself. That's not the idea. The idea here is to be aware of it, but to know, the third idea here is that what is my agenda when I'm using them. You need to really recognize what is your agenda or your hidden agenda while using your gifts. Wow, they love me more, they're gonna give me more, they're gonna put me in contact, all kind of stories they introduce me to. And the next idea is obviously to commit while you use it, while you see it, to commit to use it only for people, for helping human beings. This is what we do. 1, to ask your relatives, friends, good people that you love. 2 is to write at least 3 situations where 1, you see how it helps people, and 2, where is my agenda comes in, where is my ego comes in, where is my desire to receive with the self alone comes into that. And 3rd, you need to make a commitment that I'm only using my gift for the sake of helping humanity develop or moving from bad to good. This is your way to start. But remember, this is the opportunity now. Either I'm a builder or I'm a destroyer. Nobody wakes up in the morning and wants to destroy. But when they're not looking at themselves in a certain way, when they're not looking at people in a certain way, they are the destroyer. Because this is the concept. Either you allow it to happen in its time, when the moment comes, that's been given the law to the heavenly government. But no, we want to eliminate time, space, and motion. We want to be able to control this reality by allowing everything to develop beyond time, space, and motion, beyond the logic reality, certainty beyond my understanding, and vessel that is unbelievably can handle limitless light, limitless energy. Thank you, and please take the opportunity this week.